Welcome back to my channel, you guys. This is Luminescent here with another reading for this time the moon in Taurus during the Sagittarius season. I love the fact that I haven't had this card before that come out in any reading that I've done with these cards since I first bought them, so I'm kind of excited. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Luminescent. My website, luminescent6.org. You can book a reading, get to know your chart better with personal growth, love, or a business reading, or learn even the basic astrology, high and low vibrational points, as well as your chart for all of my master classes. Also, one-on-one readings are definitely available. You can book online according to your best time and preference. I do have free readings available till the end of this month in the winter solstice. So if you did want a birthday reading or a free tarot reading, you can still book those right now. There is a 48-hour turnover period for your reading to be done during business hours. I wanted to get that out of the way. For some reason, that's the flow that I went to, so I'm going to leave it there. However, coming to this moon in Taurus, it is going to conjunct Uranus, which definitely put my antennas up with this Uranus card coming out in the Jupiter position. Reading over the card in the book as well, Uranus definitely is a very wise energy. It is the genius energy. It's related to heaven or the sky. The god, the sky god, as they would call it. This person or energy has the ability to cause things to become out of nowhere, just literally thin air, being that it's an Aquarius air sign. But it has to do with for emotion, being in the future and knowing what's going to happen, so not allowing yourself to be too attached, especially emotionally, to things, even though you're sensitive to the energy, which allows you to read it and know. But keeping that detachment there, because when things change unexpectedly, 222, the third time today, when things change, you're not caught up in the emotional, streams, and a lot of people, shout out to Sagittarius' birthday, shout out to all the moon and Tauruses. But with the moon and Taurus, there is a need to be attached to things that are of resource, that you can possess yourself and not necessarily share with another. But with this moon Uranus conjunction on the November 27th, that's when it takes place exactly that midday or morning, depending on where you are in the world. That conjunction, although Uranus is still retrograde, it's coming after this Jupiter and Pluto conjunction, also in earthy Capricorn. So there's definitely something that's being expanded during this time. It is, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and things like that. So there definitely could be some unexpected, funds or money coming in, or unexpected just financial or gifts or charity or something unexpected that actually helps you see with the Sagittarius card in the moon position. So after the moon goes through Aries, we get to Taurus. So moon in Aries is a new emotional start, yes. However, the energy is still building up to the eclipse that's going to take place on the 30th. So now that we've gotten through the murky waters of Pisces, the illusions, and we're breaking into, Aries, we go through that, and we know what instinctively we need to take action on, because we're running off of instincts that are connected to our emotional comfort. So now that we've already used that fire energy in the Aries moon, going into Taurus, things are starting to stabilize, and now we can look back and see, all that was hidden going through that fire period, what can now be built during this earth cycle. And it may be something that was very unexpected, but also a gift from, quote unquote heaven, that just comes down and allows itself to be seen. And it being the 3, definitely something of abundance whether it's knowledge, because Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury, so it does deal with intelligence. But Saturn, here in its own position, talks about having a growth period, like you're seeing like you've grown, or there's some type of growth spurt that happened while it's home in returning in Capricorn on its way out back to Aquarius. So there's definitely something to happen between, this time in spring, where we are like a step ahead of where we used to be this year. And it may feel like you made a genius move or unexpected move that other people don't really necessarily feel is best for you, but you chose to do something that, now people can see was for the benefit, but probably couldn't before. And it's going to bring in stability and growth. And with that growth, allows you to expand in your faith. 33, a master number here. Definitely has to do with being a business owner and being very good with money management. But, at the end of the day, we definitely always want to have faith be in the outcome. We have 9th, 9 here, and then Sagittarius is over the 9th house. And, those 9s, 999, third time again, where there's just wisdom that we've acquired in our journey that we get to use going forward. So definitely with both Sag energies being in the moon and the outcome, the sun position, we definitely going to gain more wisdom during this moon cycle and seeing what is stronghold, what is a fortress, what is worth the resource, what is worth the investment in ourselves, because there's definitely some investment we need to do in ourselves, beautifying our surroundings, making ourselves better in some way, shape, or fashion to attract what it is that we truly want in the world. So now the genius, unexpected idea can come in, of course, radically, but Saturn here gives us time to ground that idea into fruition. So while that grounding is taking place, one step at a time, of course, we have the beauty of faith coming in to support that with that, Taurian energy, and with our ability to see now where we are headed better than we previously were, going through the quarter square with Pisces and Sagittarius, and not being able to make any big, large decisions, but being able to see through some smoke or illusions just by trusting in the fact that, some cycles are coming up we've already done and we don't want to repeat. And then there are other cycles that we're seeing just from residual memories that we don't want to be a part of, but in certain aspects we do want to be a part of this. So we get to, like a dream world, kind of like walking, on the moon or something. We get to, non-gravity, kind of move things out the way and allow certain changes to take place, so that, with that Aries energy, we can see the actions we need to take. We can see, this is who I am, and I stand on that regardless of what's going on, and I take baby steps to make the necessary changes I need to make to be my genius self. So while we're going through a divine upgrade in values, morals, that dictate what we spend our resources on, or what we, choose to be a source of what beauty and stability means for us in the long term. We're still taking, baby steps to make that full thing happen. Uranus is also linked to, the mad scientist. So you might get some mad idea to do something, to change something, and you see their fruition being something of related to a goal that you've always had, but you had to put in the work and growth to see, how it could make you better in the world overall, and not just in your own personal life or in your immediate connections. Because, even though Sagittarius is in the South Node position, the South Node is not necessarily a bad thing. The South Node is where we have, natural ability and energies that we can use going through our North Node energy. So if it is something that you've, gone or feel like you're taking a step back into, just to bring balance or some type of grounding of stability into your life, you get to put a spin on that and have faith that you can use this now for something better than maybe what you were trying to do before. There's something different here. And even if it is something very odd or out of the ordinary, you can still see the benefit in why you went through the courses you took or went through the circumstances, situations that you went through as a growing pain. Something had to be released in order for you to grow up. Create a new discipline for yourself. And with the new discipline you create, the new routines you create, there is security. There is abundance of faith available. So, that's my overall message for here. And at the bottom, too, I didn't even notice this, honestly, at first, is the North Node life's purpose with the 6th house. So definitely about routines and, going for your goals no matter what steps come in front of that goal. The divine is always going to, your spirit is very flexible, but your soul knows the mission and stays committed to the mission. And with the universal source or higher power or whatever you may call it, just know they all can and will work together all the time. So your soul calls in that information that has to do with your path. Your spirit being in alignment with your soul path allows you to keep your eyes and ears and higher senses open to the opportunities to continue on that soul path. And depending on how you view it with Saturn, your limits and restrictions, depending on how you view those as being a burden or a blessing, will determine how much faith you have in your soul journey, your life purpose, your North Node. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and have a great one. Peace.